Good evening, and thank you for being with us here at 5 on this finally Friday evening. I'm Moses Small, and tonight for Tammy Melchok.
And I'm Jim Scott. Thank you for stopping in tonight. Topping our newscast this hour, a story of hope and survival. It's the story of a former prostitute sex trafficked as a junior high school student on the streets of Bakersfield. Her escape from that life is one the Kern County District Attorney's Office would like others to experience. 17's Robert Price explains.
She was just 13 when her John brought her to a place very much like this for sex.
The motels actually over the years looked better than the Desert Star does now. The Union Avenue Motel has been shut down, but they had some of the same features. Hourly rates, for one thing. Meet Des Perkins. She knows a little about sex trafficking, having been sold into prostitution from the age of 13 by her mother. Her mother, a prostitute herself, would freshen up her junior high school daughter and then walk her the 4 or 5 blocks to what was then a 7-Eleven mini market just across H Street from Bakersfield High School. They'd wait on the side of the parking lot for a drug dealer to meet them as arranged. The dealer, there were many over the years, would pay Perkins' mother in drugs or money. And then he'd drive away with the girl. He'd take her to a motel, do what he wanted for 2 hours or so, and then drop her off at the family's apartment.
It was to, as I was told, to help the family. There was no money. We were on welfare. You know, welfare checks back then were the 1st and the 15th, and so you had to do what you had to do to make it, as I was told. It was for drugs. The money was for drugs. My body was in exchange for her to get high.
It's stories like that of Des Perkins that inspired the Kern County District Attorney's Office to partner with other law enforcement and social services agencies to form a sex trafficking task force, modeled after one in Orange County, to identify and rescue victims and prosecute their captors and co-conspirators, as it did at the Desert Star Motel on Union Avenue 1 year ago. DA Cynthia Zimmer says this is about rescuing young women who may feel they have no options.
We are training teachers, we are training parents, we're training the motel hotel industry of what to look for.
Des Perkins escaped. She still has her dark days, but she's helping others with her story and her willingness to listen. She's written a book titled Warrior and is now an intervention counselor at Bakersfield High School, her alma mater. A little over 30 years ago, she was turning tricks after school. Now she's turning around young lives as best she can in school.
If you are being taken advantage of or know someone who is, talk to a teacher, talk to a police officer, talk to a counselor. There's help out there. And more than ever, that help is out there looking for you. On Union Avenue, Robert Price, 17 News.
The Kern County District Attorney's Office held a human trafficking awareness workshop this afternoon, seeking to educate healthcare workers about the warning signs to look out for. The virtual training event focused on human trafficking protocols in healthcare clinics, doctors' offices, hospitals, and urgent care facilities. DA Cynthia Zimmer says Kern has a dubious distinction of being the #1 county reported to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. We'll be putting up the entire workshop on our website, kget.com. And if you missed tonight's workshop, the DA's office says it will be hosting several virtual trainings in the future to educate the public on recognizing these signs of human trafficking.
And a footnote here, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of California is inviting the public to take part in a workshop designed to spread awareness about human trafficking. They're teaming up with the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the San Francisco Collaborative Against Human Trafficking for the Global Fight Against Human Trafficking event. It's happening February 2nd from noon to 1:30 in the afternoon via the Microsoft Teams app. We have a link to sign up on our website, kget.com. Just click on the hot link icon.
And a reminder, there are resources available with several ways to call for help against human trafficking. Call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888 or the Child Protective Services Hotline at 661-631-6011. You can also visit the Department of Human Services website, that is kcdhs.org, for a list of resources and to find more information. And now, Candy.